Hey dads, we are at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center here in Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville's known as Rocket City because they build a lot of rockets here, so I want to show you around this place and all that we did here.
Who is excited to check out some really pretty imagery of space? Raise your hand if you've heard of the James Webb Space Telescope before. And raise your hand if you've never heard of this telescope before. This is a really unique design for a telescope, especially when we compare it to previous telescopes.
So this was like a presentation of the night sky, which was super cool, very interactive. And the pictures of the Webb telescope were just incredible. Do you feel like you learned something in there?
Yep.
Pretty cool. What'd you think about that, bud?
That was awesome.
We're heading into the main museum area. Ooh, Mars map. That's cool. Oh my goodness. He loves magnetiles. So this is Blue Origin's Mannequin Skywalker. They have him right here. And he has all kind of sensors in him and whatnot so that they can test what a human body would do during flight. Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos' company that's, you know, making rockets and whatnot and doing space exploration stuff.
Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
That thing is huge. Okay, so here they're talking about a hydroponics tower, which is growing vegetables without soil and water. And that got me thinking, like, if we bring people to Mars and this is all they have to eat, it means that everyone who gets on Mars would be a vegetarian. Because I don't think that they could bring animals there, because the animals probably wouldn't survive.
Good question, good question.
So they're talking about 3D printed walls, and this is an example of what it is. These are like little fibers that have been 3D printed, and then they use like a cellulose or something in there on the inside to make it more structurally sound, like this right here. That's pretty cool. This right here is the Archimedes human landing system, and this is what they would use to bring people to the moon. A solar panel. All right, I found the answer to my question. They would eat bugs, or they would like dehydrate stuff and whatnot. But there was, Krista was saying that they can farm the bugs easier, I believe, than like pork and beef, because it takes a lot less water and grass for bugs than it does for. But how much actual calories do you get from crickets compared to beef and pork? That would be interesting. And these are some of the bugs that you can eat. A while back we went to the insectarium in New Orleans, and you can taste different things made out of bugs. It's actually kind of good. Oven roasted crickets taste like pistachios. I know that from high school. The Spanish teacher brought some bugs there and we got to taste them. So this is the Space Lab Astro 1-2 cuneiform, and it says right here that this was rescued the flown cuneiform from a scrapyard and began the process of restoring it and reuniting it with the flown instruments from the mission. That's crazy that they found this in a scrapyard. History of the spacesuits. There's a space camp again. I'm pretty sure I went there. So this is a room of like Americana and space. So they have like TV shows, puzzles, games, toys, all that kind of stuff. An astronaut Cabbage Patch. I've never seen that before.
Those look weird.
Those look weird? Star Trek Monopoly.
Check Monopoly.
They have a Star Wars one.
Wish.
Alrighty, what's next? Whoa. So we've come outside and you can see the rockets. This is the Saturn 1. Is that huge, Beckett? Yeah. It's the energy depletion zone. A playground for kids to burn all their energy. I just love the name of it. So this right here is a roadside attraction, and this is the grave of Miss Baker, the squirrel monkey. She was the first animal to fly into space back in 1950, or I guess returned alive in 1959. Super cool. And Big George was the husband. Look at that stud muffin right there at Space Camp.
How do you find that?
I don't know, I searched Space Camp in Google Photos. So the metal frame in front of you is the Pathfinder's orbiter. Well, let's go check it out. We'll learn some things about rockets. That is ginormous. So this is the orbiter, or the space shuttle. This is the Atlantis one. It's not the Pathfinder. So this is interesting. The Endeavour is named after British Captain James Cook's ship, the Endeavour, from 1768. All of this yellow on here is spray left over from whenever they were repainting the rocket. So this is interesting. The Columbia was the only shuttle to land at the White Sands Space Harbor. You remember going to White Sands?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the national park, but there's a whole government installation around there. And doesn't that look like the white sand whenever we were there?
Looks like white sand with yellow spray paint.
It was named after another ship, captained by Robert Gray, 1792. This is all blocked off right here, but this is Space Shuttle Park, dedicated to the crew of the Challenger. Must be redoing something here, making it boat better. The super secret hidden place. Oh, it's locked, bud. So a fun little free kids ride in the kids zone.
In 3, 2, 1.
Is that fun? Yeah. Put your hands in the air. Whoa! Lunar module. This is cool. Whole bunch of different things out here. There's the big rocket. So if you guys don't know, Huntsville is called Rocket City because they build a bunch of rockets here and they have this space center and all this type of stuff. All right, we're going to the Saturn V. Up, take a picture in the astronaut head. Oh, the National Geographic Theater. Star Lab. Saturn V Hall. That's cool. It's like a bicycle airplane.
Oh, that's like one of the first for the Wright brothers.
Oh, is that what that is? They made it look like a bird?
Yeah.
I did not realize that. So it's not the Wright brothers. This is William Lafayette Quick's airplane. So this is a 1/10 scale of this. It is huge. They have a whole timeline behind the Saturn V. Ends in 1962 here. It goes all the way from the 1940s. So basically 2 decades in the making there. So a little further down the timeline continues. I'm reading the whole thing. It's really interesting. So this section of the timeline ends whenever the Saturn V was launched on July 16th, 1969. It's a really cool timeline that they have. All kinds of pictures, all kind of memorabilia. Really cool stuff. I don't know what this is. Some kind of walkway, maybe to the rocket that the astronauts take. That's my guess. I don't know, I just saw it right at the end of the timeline, so I was like, oh, let's go through here. It's a lunar rover replica. Lunar module. I think that's a replica too, because the other one is in Mississippi from what I understand. So this is the Apollo 16 command module. Wow, that is a small little tiny space. 3 people sat in there. So on the Apollo 12 mission, they brought back a moon rock. This right here is a roadside attraction too. That is so cool. Oh look, it's kind of cut in half on this side, as you can see. It says it's made out of basalt. Or that's the type of rock. The type of rock is basalt, which is solidified lava. And the minerals are olivine, pyroxene. I don't know how to say those, but that's cool. It's always cool how you can see the astronaut through the helmet. I'd love to know down in the comments below, do you guys believe that we've landed on the moon? Or is that a conspiracy? Oh look, I guess this is the part of the moon where they found it. I want to show y'all this. They actually, I've never seen this before. They have a globe of the moon. I'd never seen something like that before. It's like a simulator so they can practice flights and whatnot. That's an Airstream. That's cool that they have that here. You can go inside the Airstream. Oh wow, look at all those bunks. There's so many things to see here. You like, especially if you're taking a 4-year-old, you don't have time to come and see everything. But it's so cool. A lot of hands-on stuff, a lot of things to view, a lot of reading if you like history. What? spicy mustard. Big giant nut and bolt thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that big thing went on this little part of the spacecraft. Is that crazy? Whoa! Look at that. That's the
Rocket.
rocket, and then the infrastructure in the back.
Yeah.
The launch pad. This is the bottom of the Saturn V building. Hey, come outside to the rocket. Another rocket. They have all these things that you can read to learn about it, but I think everyone's tired. There's so much to see here, it's crazy. Yeah, y'all stay here. I'm gonna go get the van for you. This is funny. So at the grave of the monkey, people leave bananas for him. There's one on top and one on the floor there. Love it. So we've also been to the Stennis Space Center in South Mississippi. If you guys want to see that, I'm gonna put that right there on the screen. You guys go and click that video. I'm gonna see y'all in that video so I can show y'all around that space center. Thank y'all for watching, and Dad out.